Yes, apparently.
Is it going to be on YouTube? Should we check it out? Do you want us to test?
Sure.
Should we do one of those?
Can you send us a link?
Nope. So I don't even know where the hell it is.
Is it on like a Code Seoul channel?
Yeah, there's a Code Seoul channel for YouTube.
This is just BTS, so we're never getting when I searched that.
Yeah.
Maybe one word. Oh shit, yeah, one word. Picked it up right away. You're live, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're live. OTH, React Router, DOM versus Wouter?
Wouter!
Is it Wouter or Wouter? We were debating.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I didn't think about it until someone posted that, and then I was like, fuck, what is it? How did I used to say it?
Maybe it depends where you are from the States. It's like...
We have audio, I was just testing.
Thanks.
Clip that.
I was just making sure we have audio, because we've had issues before.
Because I know some places in the US it's like Route 56, or Route 69, right? But some people say route.
Or you just don't even say the T, and it's like a router.
Route.
Router.
Router.
Get the router.
Wouter.
Router. So I guess before we begin, we should establish whether or not any of us has actually even used the thing where you compare the Wouter against the React
Router DOM.
router. Wow, I
I
almost said Wouter. The React Wouter. We should pronounce all their R's as W's today.
Right.
The React router DOM.
I've never used either.
Never used either. Okay, perfect.
I've used React, but that's it.
Okay. Well, then let's figure out what the hell we're doing with this. I think, first we'll probably end up starting with just creating a React app, I guess.
Is React Router DOM the same as React Router?
Yeah.
It's just like the full name?
It's one of the sub-packages. I don't know. I always include React Router DOM, and then behind the scenes it adds React Router and whatever else it needs from React Router. But in terms of documentation, there's a lot of overlap.
Okay.
It's all made by a company called Remix, which I think was then bought by what's that company that makes web pages easy, kind of like Wix. Squarespace. I think it might have been bought by Squarespace. Anyways, do I have Node? I do not. Projects. I do. Oh, I have different setEnvs. But does my one setEnv allow me to just specify Node? Version. Oh, it doesn't matter because I still didn't see it. What the heck's in here?
Yeah, Node would have light up with PLD.
Not much. Okay, well, setEnv. So I've recently changed my Windows setting platform, so maybe this will do it. So that I don't have to do the whole thing. Oh, it's thinking. There you go.
Nice.
I guess we'll go to Code Seoul and create another one. I'll make dirt on the other hand of, I guess, React Router. It's going to be a long one.
You're going to hit the Windows file.
Character limit. Thank God for tag completion. Ooh, look at that. Let's take over good 20% of my horizontal real estate. All right. Yeah, there's water. So now that I have Node, I think we can go ahead and start creating a project. There's different ways to create this project. I think we're going to go with npm create. And then use feed that latest. Is this what I'm going to do what I'm thinking then? I don't create blank projects often enough to know whether or not this will work. Cross my fingers.
Gonna break with a special character.
Serious. It's like Weact or something.
You don't have to give it the name of the project here?
No, they should ask me. Maybe. Is it not waiting? Well, here. I'm going to do a while that's running, let's do a search on Vite to make sure I got this thing right. Getting started. It's not very quick for what it's quick supposed to be. And this is where we got it. npm create Vite latest. That's what I got. Oh, now it's like, oh damn, I better start. Fans going. And the streaming is starting to really push things over. Project name. Oh, I should have just done it within there. We'll do it this way. We are going to go with a React project. Ooh! TypeScript? No, JavaScript. I don't want to wrestle, because there's... Yeah, I don't want to wrestle with the router typing. I have to download all the other router types then. So it was... oh, this horrendous folder structure. New major version of npm available. Okay. Can I move stuff? Okay, let's move this down one so that I don't have to actually use this folder, and then remove it or make sure I got the right one. There you go. And then we'll go to the new one that's not the one I wanted. The other one. Alright. And then so now we got all this stuff in here. And from in here we can start our editor. My computer struggles mightily. Okay. So, trust all, yeah. Trust, yeah. Everybody's trusting. From within here, we've got an ESLint and a Vite config, which we probably don't need to do much of, unless we want to create some legacy compatibility, but screw old browsers, let's just keep going forward. In my ESLint, ES220, I might be able to push it to 222 depending on what kind of syntax I end up using, but we'll just leave it for now. Extensions installed? None. No. I have OpenAPI, Vim, and YAML.
It doesn't even surprise me that that's all you have.
I'm going to install ESLint. I've been trying to use this more lately. I'm not sure it's made me a better programmer, but it certainly told me what I could do to improve myself. Largely, I end up ignoring most of the stuff they suggest, but it's in there. All right. So we have for ourselves, let's see, a main.jsx and an app.jsx for those who have not actually used Vite before. So it's a little bit different from maybe if you expect the index HTML in the source folder is. I think Next does that and some others, but this is our basic structure. HTML on the root, and then the HTML itself points to the main.jsx in the source folder. The main.jsx does all the scaffolding, strict mode, and initializing of our app, and our app itself is pretty much the starting point of the app. So we have all the crap that we normally see in the app. On the command line, do I still want the command line? Nah, I don't think we're going to use it for anything else. Maybe. Oh, no, I'm going to use it for installing stuff. So we'll start another one. And then on this other one, we will do npm run dev to run the bundler and all that fun stuff. Oh, we didn't actually install anything. I have to run npm install. So we can download all the goodies. And so, all right, so let's talk a little bit about routers then, if you guys haven't used the routers. We could conceivably just create a crap ton of HTML files and have each point to a JSX file and have that JSX file download the React.js library and navigate that way, but that's very, very cumbersome. So for the most part, if you're going to start with something akin to a single page app, or you want navigation that doesn't leave the page and instead stays within the framework, which is good if you only have small changes like components that you want to switch out. But even if you have full page transitions, the ability to not have to re-import and recreate the React library, especially if you use React.js, kind of suggests then that your single instance of React has to somehow capture and handle page transitions. When you want to go, page or screen, whatever you want to call it, when you go from page to page, you want it to stay within the React framework, within a single instance of React, and have React somehow redraw the screen to make it look like it going to different pages. In addition to redrawing the screen, you probably also want to update the URL bar on top. So again, it looks like you're actually navigating from place to place, and the back button actually works. Right? And so we're manipulating parts of the browser then through React, and to give us that kind of functionality, we use a routing library. So the routing library will make it look like our app is actually what we expect in the web world of page transitions. When in fact we're not transitioning any pages. Okay, so we've done, we should have probably done one, since we're doing a versus, we should have probably done one folder with the React router DOM and one folder with the Wouter. So I don't know, this one is just the blank file. So let's do that.
Start.
Nectar RD, I guess, yeah. And then move everything into the RD. Is there anything in here? Oh, I have to also move all the folders. Does move not include folders? Stupid Windows.
Files.
Has dirty.
Files and rename files and directories. It just says move files and rename files and directories. So does that mean and move and rename? Or just rename?
Yeah, I'm gonna just use Explorer.
And it actually looks like it can move directories.
But it doesn't specify, it just keeps saying files.
But to move one or more files, the file name, destination, to rename a directory, I don't know.
Well, here, we'll try it. Oops, took me in the wrong folder, yeah. We'll move, for example, source to RD. How did this work?
How do you move everything?
Why did the star not work?
Maybe you have to do star something else?
Oh, access denied. Oh.
Break everything.
Yeah.
Sudo.
Okay, so how do I delete the node modules? Who knows? But okay, so now we got something in here, and then I'm actually just going to copy that over, and since we use xcopy, copy, xcopy, whatever, copy, I'm just going to use my Explorer. I don't work enough here to figure that out. And of course, now with this computer, where is everything? Aha. Okay. 1 second. So I'm going to move that into RD, and it doesn't give me, oh, it does. Because a folder or file is open in another program. What?
I guess the recommendation is robocopy. Robocopy /move/e, then source directory, destination directory.
Robocopy. Not a copyx or xcopy.
That's
in the past. Alright. Good old stack. ChatGPT. Oh yeah, ChatGPT. I just loaded the Edge browser back into my other computer, and I've been trying to give it a test drive.
Oh, with the GPT from
built in now?
Supposedly.
Yeah, over on the right with the Bing. I like how you can adjust how creative it is.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, like you can say like just stick to the facts. Give me
Or you can
these.
tell it to be like batshit crazy.
Like let's go.
It's just
Let's
making
go.
stuff
Let's
up.
do something crazy.
Cool.
Yeah. Screw it. Screw
They have to limit to like
logic.
16 responses because it would start like hallucinating constantly and get like jealous and stuff.
Dang.
Call me Sybil.
Did you see the new DALL-E 3 preview?
No.
It looks crazy. It integrates with ChatGPT, so you can like talk to it and be like have a conversation, be like, hey, write a poem about that image you just generated, and then like do that, or you can have it include dialogue into the image, and stuff like that.
I mean, all the image generators are getting crazy now. Stable diffusion.
They can do hands now.
With 5 fingers?
Yeah.
All right.
And arms usually look like they're coming out of normal places.
Yeah. They're
That
not
one,
bent
Mid-
awkwardly.
the Discord about Midjourney. That one's crazy realistic looking most of the
It
time.
is pretty good. Now, one thing I'd like to see is them to be able to like do better like composition and stuff like that. So, like maybe like contrasting things, like real like Renaissance paintings and stuff. They're very much like single thing focused, you know.
Yeah, we can get rid of that one. All right, so we're back in business, and then RD npm run dev. Keep sending me their updates. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so it's up. So you can open up browser. What is the browser?
Is that a clickable link or no?
Uh,
I think it blues.
yeah. To where? I
Oh,
have no
control
idea.
click.
Thank you. Oh, technology. It's wonderful. All right, so there's the page. Yay, we're done. All right, let's go home. Let's go eat some chicken.
What's that count at 0? What is that?
It's a state. So you,
Okay,
it's
just
an example of how they do state.
Nice. Does it say there's like a cookie? Like if you leave and come back, will it remember
Nope.
the counts? Oh, okay.
Nope. It's local state. Refresh back to 0.
Cool.
All right, so let's look at see what. Well, how much of a refresher do we need on React? Let's go take another step back. Do we need to talk about hooks, functions, components?
I don't have much experience with React 18. If
Okay.
That's what we're going to be using. I know some stuff changed.
Not a whole lot. At least not that I've used.
Use effect, use state, all that stuff's the same.
All that stuff's the same. They have suspense that I think they added in, but I don't think we're going to use any of that.
Is that just for like loading spinners and stuff? Like
Yeah.
waiting for stuff?
Yep. You can preload data, I think, also before pages. It's got some really interesting features, but yeah, we're just going to stick with basic React. So typically on your app, I mean, one way to kind of do routing, which is, not awesome, but you can create like a variable, whether it's a state variable, whether it's a reference variable, is kind of up to you. You can even, I dare say, do it randomly. But I mean, if you can consider like this entire page is being rendered, and then do some conditional rendering, maybe we'll just do math.random. Oh, math.floor? No. Yeah, because we gotta at least round it at some point, right? And let's just so times 2. It's either times 2 would be 0, 1, or 2, so it'd be times 1. If it's times 1, then maybe just do plus 1, right? Because then we can do greater or equal to 1. Yeah. Okay. So if this thing, we could have also just whatever. I think we could also done a modulo 2 to get the same thing. But we'll say if this is greater than 1, This will always be greater than 1 because
Yeah.
of the plus 1. So that'll be what? You know what? We'll just say 0.5. No more difficult math late at night after work. All right. So if it's greater than that, let's see. Do we have enough parentheses to make it happy? And what is the math dot? What's your problem, math?
You just close return, I think.
It's declared but never used.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can close it.
Whatever. And then if that's true, then we're going to conditionally render this. It's not control. It's not this. How do I? Oh, it's not. Because I still have some errors on here. So let's see what the hell's going on. Oh, return. Conditional return. Yeah. So I put my curly braces in the wrong spot. Since it needs to be part of that return. Used to Mac. Got spoiled with the control and the command. So it's written, but it's not formatting, and it's not formatting. Why? Let's see if. Oh, we can't do ifs in the conditions.
Return.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to put the return in the if, right?
Well, you have to put the return in the if. Yeah.
So if this, then return this,
Yeah.
else return this.
But
Because
we can,
returning in React can only return a single thing, right?
return in React can only return a single thing.
All returns.
All returns. That is true.
Can only return a single thing.
Because I'm lazy.
But that thing can be a thing.
That thing
Of
can be a
things.
thing. We'll do it this way. So that's that one. And then otherwise, here we'll make it. I don't know if this will make it any more clear what the hell's going on, but otherwise we'll return another stupid fragment. I'm not sure if I like fragments or not. I guess it saves some space later on. Okay. Okay. It didn't format. Maybe I have to force formatting or turn it on. Yeah, it still doesn't like math.
Yeah. It's doing the same thing, I don't know why.
Because ES lint, like I said, sometimes I just ignore it.
Math.
Yeah, it just hates math.
That sucks.
Don't blame it.
And nobody need no math.
Nobody needs no math. Alright, unexpected token, expected blah blah
Doesn't
blah.
like your dot for some reason.
Do you have to import
We're not at a good spot here. Yeah, it really doesn't like that math.
Just give it to Chat.
Yeah, ChatGPT, what the hell's what's going on there? Huh?
Yeah, the import math.
Oh, you know what? We don't need that. We don't need that. Which means that I don't need that. Right? But then with automatic semicolon insertion, I want at least that.
Just seem to like that better.
And then, yeah. There we go. I guess I could have put in a parenthesis if I really wanted to put that in another line, but then I have to remember to close the parenthesis down here. Because of reasons. Alright, so now we have a page that, we have some conditional rendering on. I don't know if it is exciting at all, but sometimes it goes here. Sometimes.
It goes there quite often.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's do an inspection. And actually print out this math.random.
Yeah, maybe that random's always. Maybe it can't. Maybe it starts at 1. I don't know what random starts at.
It should be 0 to 1, so let's cut that here. We'll just create it here so it gets recreated. Random equals. And then if this random num is greater than, oh, negative 1.5? Wait,
It
what?
did that automatically somehow.
What? Negative 1.5, what?
It didn't used to be like that.
Okay.
You're not crazy.
It was like, what? And what am I typing? Why is my, so this keyboard
Did you accidentally press insert or something?
must be, random number. And it really doesn't like that for whatever reason. Target blank, yeah, whatever. Alright, so that's 0. Random number 0. That's not, oh, because I'm flooring.
Yeah, we forgot to get rid of the floor.
Uh,
Just want math at random greater than 5.5.
Oh, yeah. I think so, you're right. Bug. It's a pretty major bug. Flooring would almost always bring it to 0, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's between 0
0
and
and
1.
1.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Hey, there we go. So, well, we got 2 executions because of the strict mode. I wonder if they'll like flip one to the other. Oh, look at that. But it only took the second one. All right. So we got some fake routing going on here, right? We can even go so far as to go to say const page. My G's are not coming through. Set page, and then maybe use state to start, and we'll start with index. Wow, there's just. We could use a switch. We can use like a really crappy ternary all piled into each other.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or we can just use something more logical.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So ugly.
It's beautiful. No. Well, we're switching on the page value on every one of these. So, do we want to run? Yeah, why? Well, should we put this in a use effect, or should we just make the page itself go into different? There's different ways we can do this. To keep it simple, I'm just gonna switch off the page here, and then that's gonna set. That's gotta be a let. Display equals, and we'll just leave that blank for now. We'll switch on the page. I forgot to do switches. Do I do this? No, do I do this?
So this is spelled display? Or?
Yeah, maybe switch page curlies.
Curlies? Okay, and then cases inside?
Yep.
And then colons?
Colon, yeah.
Alright. Do I have to provide the actual case value though? Like index?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then
colon.
and then colon. And then I need an L in my display if I'm gonna.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. So we're gonna set display equal to, and we'll just keep this simple, but we'll put JSX in here. I'll say div class name. Let's call this index for now, and this is home. Okay. Case.
You need a break.
Break. Case, what's page 2 going to be? About. Every website has an about, right?
Yeah.
About nothing. I want periods in here. These to be complete sentences. And then a default. I really don't want to put that else. this one is going to be a div class name equals not found, let's say. Yeah. For bub. And that one doesn't need a break. Oh, but if I'm using semicolons in here, then I need to scope them, right? Do I need curlies in here to scope these, to create a scope, or does it know? I guess it knows.
It knows in this strings.
Smart. Smart. Why are you having a problem with this one? It's signed but never used. That is true. I don't use it. Thank you, Eslint. So our return value then can just be whatever pages, or display rather. Right, so display. Alright, so, well, we got no way to navigate. So we should probably put in some sort of navigation page. Some buttons, right? And so, well, it's React, right? So we should create functions, navbar components.
Oh man.
Huh?
You're getting serious.
I know, right? So this navbar component should also have a return because it is a component. And the navbar is going to return, let's say it's a div. We're going to put everything in line on the right side, right? So do I want to, let's just go with this. Class name, we'll just call this nav. And then in there we will have items. Oh, but this can be an unordered list instead if we want to be semantically correct, right? Semantic HTML with line items. The line item itself, do we need values? Probably not. We got home. We got
Oh, the line item? Isn't it listed?
list item. A but? No.
Yeah,
I like the but it's about. Each of these are links. But they're not true links. Right, so I don't want the, well, let's see what happens and you'll see why this sucks.
No anchor tags.
Well, you would think you kind of want to have anchor tags, so then you have that nice little pointer. And so we'll go about the naive way and talk about why this doesn't quite work the way we want it to.
We're gonna put that into our return.
Yeah. So we got a nav bar. Is that all I want in my nav bar? Probably. Whoops. Oh, you know what? Let's use Tailwind because Tailwind is the new hot deal, and I don't want to write more CSS in a different file. No. All right, we won't. That's too much, right?
No, we can do it.
It's too much.
I've been using a library called Flowbyte with Tailwind. It's like a component library. We can use that to easily just quickly put stuff on the page.
What? more stuff.
More stuff.
I think the idea was to keep this simple.
Yeah, I mean, you just grab some components, put them in. It's like,
What is all this crap I gotta install now?
yeah. Post CSS auto prefixer.
And then what is this? Template path? All right, this is as far as I'm gonna go in terms of special
Yeah, I don't want to.
special things.
You're the one who doesn't want to write CSS.
Right? I like CSS, which is
Come on, man, style sheets.
style sheets. Everybody should do style sheets. You get a style sheet, and you get a style sheet.
Just got a new technical document writing program, and it's like all style sheets in CSS. But it'll generate HTML5 and PDF files from the same source, which is kind of nice.
Oh wow,
Like PDF documentation.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how many libraries this thing installs. It looks like it's gonna be quite a bit because it's still.
87.
Oh,
Is it really?
it's almost not
Wait,
worth it to
why
write
is this one
CSS.
different than mine? Where'd you go in the docs to find that command? I'm finding a different command.
Here.
Okay,
It
let's see.
says docs. Oh, I just went to installation. The guides one apparently shows a different command to install it.
What?
With it,
With V.
We're not probably going to use the post CSS or the auto prefixer as far as I know. But whatever.
you have to, was it initializing it or was it next command what you were running?
Oh. Yes. I think this basically creates these config files. Do I want them?
Oh, no, you had selected post CSS.
Because it doesn't create them here. So if you do...
Did you do it with Tailwind? You didn't want Tailwind CLI? I think you can scroll up.
No, because I don't use the CLI. I just use it extension within here since I'm not really using it from the command line.
Okay.
But I will run this, which will take forever, just to install 2 files I could have just pasted in.
Why does it take so long?
I don't know. Probably because I'm recording the stream while I was doing this. So instead, I'm just going to copy this,
You're not solid state?
Control C this, terminate that.
I'm actually surprised how neat it is.
I know, right? So Veet. This laptop is all about Veet. I should get a Veet sticker. I should make it a little bit faster.
Smart GB.
What is this? Tailwind what?
Remember.
Config.json. If we follow the standard. Oh, close. .js. Yeah, then we don't get all this weird. It's just a regular object. All right. Other than that, I'm going to install the extension for Tailwind. Oh, I've doubled my extensions just today here. And, this just gives me the hinting, which it's kind of nice. The colors, yeah, whatever. But anyway, all right. So, are we good to go? I think we're good to go. All right. So, I can nuke you, yay! And nuke you guys. And I don't use count anymore, so I can go. Let's put the nav bar in our page. So our display has to somehow include the nav bar. Otherwise I have to make a fragment. Stupid fragments. It's going to put a nav bar here.
Look how deep you are in all this.
Like all these weird things you got to remember. So since I already have a container, I'll just stick in the container instead of creating a fragment container. And this one, the 404, probably should also have a nav bar. There you go.
You're stuck there.
Yeah, this is where you are. This is where you will be to eternity. All right. So, yay, we got a nav bar. We get rid of
So
you.
beautiful.
I know, right? All right.
It's like the 90s all
Let's see if we can style this bitch. All right. So we have a class name which is now obsolete because oh, actually we still need the class names, but we don't actually need class names. What?
You're really good at making sense. Without making sense.
All right, these are going to go into rows, right? Oh, but we want to get rid of some of this, how do I get rid of the dots in the unordered list? Or maybe we should just not make this an unordered list anymore. You know what? Forget semantic.
I don't want those dots.
I don't want those dots. This is the easiest way to get rid of dots.
We can list none in Tailwind.
Fine.
List none.
Fine,
What's he
Scott.
Using Tailwind like it's meant to be.
Infinite
After we
divs.
spent all that time installing it, we're complaining about it now.
Yeah.
Have you been a programmer before?
All right.
Wait, does that have to go on the LIs?
What's that? Okay, so we got rid of all the things. We're on flex. And then I kind of want to push them all to the right. Wow, this keyboard keeps on adding numbers. So that would be justify, right? So justify to the end, and then we'll put a gap of maybe 2. No, it's 0.5 rems. 2 rems? No, that's too much. 8 pixels, 0.5 rems. All right, we'll save that and see how terrible it goes because like
Why did this not work?
it didn't do anything. It's almost like it's not applying CSS or the stuff. So what happened here? We might have to restart this.
You might have to run the command they told you to.
Damn it!
It was going too slow.
Oh, actually my main CSS also needs a bunch of stuff. So
What did I put there?
I'm gonna put all our tailwind crap, right?
Actually, I've never used Tailwind.
Oh, okay. Well then, you get to hear us rant.
Let's do it.
Love it and hate it. So we got the bases in and then we're all good to go. We should be good to go. Are we good to go? Are we good to go? No, we're not good to go.
No, we're not.
Did the font change? Yeah.
Yeah, the font changed because I
your-
deleted everything in here.
Yeah.
So let's do another quick
Should we delete
inspection.
that.css too?
We could.
Yeah.
I'm just not using it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our stuff, but yeah, it's not converting any of those. So we got to go back and maybe actually follow directions.
Nah.
Ah! Did I even spell this right? Tailwind config.js. Yes.
Did we skip step 2?
Yeah, we skipped this one because it was taking too long. But I thought all it did,
Let's initialize that.
yeah, it was provide me with a config file. It's taking forever to run. But maybe it's doing more. I don't know. We'll see. All right, we'll let that run for
Step
however
2
long.
then, it says add tailwind to your post CSS configuration.
Post CSS configuration. Oh, well,
You got it in.
yeah. If it even like puts it out,
npm run div.
which everything is running that. That should be it. Oh, okay, already exists, and then it added the post, but what does a post do? I
Adds
don't know.
plugins.
Oh, who knows? But those are all options, but no options. Who knows? But maybe this will do the business. We'll see in a second. Da, 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 da. And survey says no. You still will take nothing and like it. Oh,
Oh.
there we go. Yay!
Just didn't refresh.
Yeah. All right. So
You're still happy.
I know, right? But like, hold on a second. Was this the magic? Is this the file that was like
I think so, yeah.
that was not here that needed to be here? Like, or was there more black magic? Let's see. It's Control C, and let's restart this. Exploratory. I gotta find out why.
Yeah, was that post CSS thing?
Oh yeah. Okay.
We needed
So
that.
we needed this. Okay. So, following
Miss-
directions.
Back in business.
Most tutorials are just like, make this file, copy and paste this into it.
Yeah. Don't ask questions. Don't try anything.
Stop trying to be smart.
Right.
Stop trying to know things.
Start trying to
Just
learn
follow
things. You don't have to learn anything. Just do what I tell you to do.
Ask ChatGPT if you have questions.
Right?
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. Go away.
Did the buttons work?
Oh, that doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Just goes to home and about, so you can see the URL changes, but it's actually not doing anything. All right.
Oh, cool.
Supposed to.
Hmm. Okay.
So
So
it changes, but it still says this is all.
yeah, yeah, the page doesn't change. It just refreshes. But since it doesn't know anything about what the hell to do with this thing, it just ignores it.
Oh, okay.
Because we're not changing the display value.
Oh.
Because our switch case is still saying that it's home.
Well, our main goes to app. Our app is always going to display this crap no matter what happens. So Yeah.
So now we got to create those routes.
Oh, but I want to create a little bit of margin on the right side.
The navbar is more important than working.
Serious, right? You don't need stuff to work.
Was that a different background color to like highlight the navbar?
This whole thing needs like a little bit of love. So we'll put it in here. We'll say the body. We'll say root. The root itself is a ID, I believe. And in the root, we'll put in some padding. What is going on with this typing? We'll say 4rem. Right. Oops.
I'm still not used to rem.
Just love it.
Percents and pixels.
You don't do RAM?
I'm bad at it. I need to get better at knowing them off the top
Wait,
of my
root
head.
is an ID, but it also works with a colon. Why does colon work for root?
Huh?
Does colon work for root or just ID?
Oh, colon? Yeah, colon.
What is a colon?
Colon root is the root of the document, like everything in the document. The
Yeah,
HTML, the body, and everything.
an element.
And then the hash root is the actual ID of
yeah,
the element.
and your index.html.
Right.
Index.html?
See?
Alright,
It's
yeah.
more modern already.
Right? It's beautiful.
You can't touch the edge of the web browser. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, criminal.
Criminal. Body div.
Hey, how do you do your navbar to the right? Why is mine not to the right?
Justified, right?
Justify N.
Yeah.
That should be it. Did you set it to flex? It's a flex object.
Yeah, I got the flex. Why am I not working though?
I guess inspect. Abstract.
Why am I doing CSS again? Spent all this time putting in
Old
HTML,
habits die hard.
right? And here we are just doing CSS because I don't want to like go back in and do like this crap here. Anyways, I guess that's what we'll have to do. And so, so this is now going to turn into something larger, but can't be helped.
Can you reference files instead of like writing all your pages in one file?
Oh yeah,
No, just
let's do that. Maybe that'll save or make it. Does it make it more clear? Maybe.
Can you have like the repeated items, like the footer and header, automatically shared across all the different files?
Heck yeah.
Hell
Yeah. Why is this not like auto formatting? This is really bothering me. Let's go back to preferences. Like normally, for most people, this is already on, but for some reason, format on save. Why is this off? What? Is it normally off? That'd be news to me. Yay! Now we're on. All right. So we can have our different pages become the components in and of themselves, which I think would probably make sense. And I think it'll help us in the next thing we do when we take this over to. Sorry about my stilted speech. We take this over to React Router DOM and hopefully Wouter as well. And so a wonderful suggestion. So display is now index.
It's format's off by default for me.
Ah.
It's only on for Go. Just like that.
All right then. I think I'm not sure if it's a plugin I have or what. But my typing, sometimes if I type too fast, it doesn't quite keep up.
Maybe the keyboard has a multi-press limit.
It might be me being recording at the same time.
Like some input delay. Too powerful.
Or the contrary, need bigger laptop.
Is that your primary or?
No. But even if it was, I generally don't stream while I code. All right, so this should be exactly the same. But it is exactly the same. It actually works. But we've reorganized, again, a little bit more code, but a little bit more readable maybe. But going back to the question that we had before, can we nest our components so that I don't have to repeat stuff? Right? Stupid fragment. I'll do the fragment since I don't know what else to call it. I guess call it root, whatever. So we can have a nav bar, for example, and then do our display down here. And now I can get rid of the nav bar in all of these. Everywhere.
Except there.
And actually, you know what? Let's give this a div so that I can style it. Styling.
Not a fragment?
Actually, this is the outer one. Do I care about the outer one? Yeah, why not? We'll pad this one all over. Oh, where's my hinting? Come on. Did my hinting just break now?
No hints for you.
Yeah, no hints for you for.
Oh, it's fine.
This is 2005. What IED did I use in 2005?
Notepad.
No, it was for Java.
Notepad. I did text pad for
Eclipse.
Eclipse. Oh, my condolences. I was so bloated.
That's all we had back then.
We'll just define center on that.
Was it Hump right back then? No, I don't think so.
Line item. Oh, just align center, right? No, item center. Maybe it wasn't hinting because I didn't actually close off my tabs. Okay. And then
The item center, what is that? Does that make the child divs line up? What is the child center? I actually don't. The item center, I actually don't know.
it's align items.
Oh, it's just line items all center?
Yeah, align item center and then justify content center.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted heights to be 100 VH. What is that? VH? Hint? Hello? Hint? God damn it.
Do you get them for class names?
Docs.
Screen. H-hyphen screen.
Ah, there you go. Nope. That or something else is breaking here.
Oh, you need a line. You got item center?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, man.
Well, in the child div, he does.
Oh, put it on the parent then.
Hold on a second. What's going on around here? Why is this?
Put it on the parent.
Okay, so the root's good.
Yeah, you need flex and item
That's
center
good.
on that one.
Okay. That's good. Oh, that's the one that needed 100%. That's why. H full. There we go. And then we can say font. No. How does font size? Text? Font? Oh no, it's broken. Font large. No. Oh, there we go. Text large. Or even better, extra large.
That's extra large.
3 times extra large.
Oh,
All right.
that's like almost H5.
All right. And bold.
Oh man.
All right.
We'll really know
It's
what's
getting
going on.
crazy now.
I know. It's actually starting to look like something. Padding is a little bit extreme on this one.
Don't you have padding like 3 times?
What's
You know what?
padding, man? Leave him alone.
You're absolutely right. We're gonna get rid of this garbage here. We don't need CSS.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. There we go.
I like the padding. Don't mess with me.
No, it's all about the padding.
Millennial web
That's what I want.
developers.
Yep.
But all padding, man.
All right. So now what? So we got to make our navigation actually work, right?
Yeah.
And we've already kind of established that the A's don't really do much. And so, but what we could do is
So what's changing the URL? Is it the switch page or?
the A links were, but we took all the A links off. So right now it doesn't.
Oh, they don't do anything.
What do you got on the anchor on the nav bar now? What
Oh,
classes?
it is changing. Why is it changing?
Can I see your classes on the nav bar?
Oh, they are links.
Oh, okay.
Classes on the nav bar.
Yeah,
List
just
none,
going
flex,
back
and justify and the gap tube.
to- Okay. That's all they...
Set an off-gray background for your nav bar.
All right then. BG
Oh yeah.
rate 300. Yeah, it didn't do nothing. Oh, you know what? They don't like EYs. They only support AYs.
You're American, man. Why would you
Bastards.
do EY?
I like the EY.
Get out of here.
Get outta
Brit.
Yeah. And then we'll pad the right with.
I do like that Korea uses the International Date Standard Organization. I like that.
Year, month, day.
Yeah.
Instead of month, day, year.
Yeah.
The fuck? Let's go to like medium, and then small, and then big.
Because year doesn't matter, man. You just leave that off. You know what year it is.
Don't need that crap.
I'm a time traveler, man. I don't know what year it is. My first question.
You're like, get out of here.
Get out of here. I don't need this crap there. Alright. Anyway, so.
Need the padding, but no background.
Yeah, screw the background. You know, stupid backgrounds.
Padding.
So these don't work, right? The LIs don't really do anything. One thing that we could do is kind of a workaround. Ooh. I'll leave those there. We'll do the LI. We'll do the home. But maybe we'll put an on-click event listener here. Oh my gosh. Stay with me. We can do this. So that when I do click on this, then we're going to set page to home. And then the other one about, well, we could have stuck them all in an array and just created all these with the array maps, but here we are. A lot of copy paste. But anyways, so now we got navigation. Well, no, it doesn't like home. Why? Oh, because it's called an index.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Home.
Your URL's not changing now.
Sucks, doesn't it?
You fix one thing, you break another.
Can't have nice things around here. Alright, so we'll do something that we do as a mixture of both.
Just comment on everything.
That's right.
Burn it to the ground.
You suck. Alright. We're going to do this
Let's see how long this graveyard gets.
And we're gonna do this.
Oh man.
Oh, I know, right? We just combine everything.
The anchor tags are gonna break it though. Don't you need home to be index? Or
Yeah, you have to just change the class name to home. Right? Does that, or the function to home?
Set the class name to home.
I don't know. What do you need to make that work?
but then he's gotta change his case down lower too.
He already did.
Oh, the case is home, but
Oh yeah, the
function
href is
index
gonna
is home.
reload the page, and once we reload the page, it's gonna reset the state and go
Yep,
back to the
so-
index.
yeah, I just tried that. It don't work. It
Yeah.
just keeps going back home every time.
So we'll have to find a way to change the history. I think we can set the navigation bar directly. No, we can't. But one thing we could do is, instead of switching this out from page and using state, we can. Oh my gosh! This is
We're doing waves.
location dot. Is this window location? Is that right? I don't know. Good God. Oh, jeez. Let me see. So we're spending a lot of time on how not to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, location has, and the thing that I want
H.
is path name.
But your home is still indexed, right? Or- Does that
Path
matter?
name. What the? Say again? My home is still indexed?
Well, your index, like you've changed index to home, but your function is still home. Like everything's still.
We'll do it this way. Yay for cascading. Alright, now where's my stupid nav bar? Where's my nav bar, man?
You broke it.
He's gone. Something happened to the nav bar. It went directly to the. Okay, so that's there. And then. Oh, it's there. But it didn't.
It contains no items.
Oh, because I commented everything out. And so we'll uncomment these back. And then we have something that might work. And it's hideous,
It works though.
but it works. So, that was our workaround. Yay.
Back when it works and
What
everything.
was that a workaround for? Just one more time.
Oh, because we wanted to be able to click on something in our nav bar, have it change your address and the page. There's no, or
yeah, I remember the address.
as part of as browser safety, I'm pretty sure that we are not allowed to change the nav bar with JavaScript.
I can see that.
The nav bar or the URL?
The nav bar. So we don't have direct access to the nav bar to change.
Can you?
You can?
Yeah, you can. Window.locate. It's like window.history.
But then you gotta make like platform specific.
I think the history. I don't think the history allows it. The history you can change pages you're not looking at, I think, but I don't know that you can change the current
Let me
page.
see. I have an example.
This is
I just did it a couple days ago.
Alright.
Safari lets you do that too.
I didn't test every different browser. Let me Dido.
Without changing browsers. Replace state.
Yeah, history.replace state.
That just sounds hideously broken. But let's do it.
Yeah. I used it to like remove query parameters. So that if you refresh the page, it doesn't like reflash something. Replace state. There's multiple arguments. You check the docs for replace state?
2 arguments required. Unused. Empty strings traditional.
There for historical reasons. It's
I wouldn't want to mess with the historical reasons. An object associated with the history.
passing the empty strings is a tradition. That's what it said.
Wait, is that what it said?
It's like this is like traditional something.
Wait, so you can pass a third argument though.
URL.
Yeah.
Must be the same origin.
Yeah, you can keep the origin,
But-
you can get rid of like any paths and stuff. Yeah, so in my code I have null for the first argument, empty string for the second argument, and I have just, yeah, whatever you want for the third one really.
Oh, that's just wrong.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But at least you can't change the domain.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
Can you change the domain?
No, it specifically
The third
says on
argument
here,
says-
Okay.
must be the same origin.
Yeah, I feel like
Or the rest of- yeah.
web browsers would just not implement it.
I find it useful
Okay.
replacing the state if I'm using like a get parameter or something to like maybe like flash something on the front end, like, oh, this user was just created, and then after like it flashes, then I'll just remove that. So if they refresh, it doesn't refresh. There's other
Can
ways to do it. But
Can you have the navbar not reload every time you click? Like it stays constant and only the middle of the page reloads?
no.
Yes. That's what we're going to do right now. I'm reverting back to the what do you call it? The non-refreshing version, where we're just using state with the page in the state.
Okay.
And then, so depending on that, the display changes and then display changes. Now, the one that now that we've discovered, we can actually change the, whatchamacallit, URL bar, history. Oh my God.
Here.
Henry. Oh, come on, you can do this.
No,
We can
you're
do this.
backward, man.
We can do this.
Is it bad palm rejection?
Replace state, null, and page.
And page.
Ah, so now,
Oh, that's a nice way to do it. That's cool.
so it's possible.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
So there's that without
You set
the
the
library.
page back to the state now? Is
Yes.
that where you got it? Yeah, okay.
So what are we comparing this to?
Oh, this is so nice. All right. So we're only an hour and a half in. We've not talked about any of the things that we were wanting to talk about.
I
But-
don't like things.
But here we go. So without a library, this is one way that we can do routing.
Nice.
Let's incorporate our first library. Everybody loves libraries. All right. I feel like maybe we should copy and paste this so that we have a. Whoops. Why is that button enter on my numpad? We'll call it app no lives.
No libs.
No libs.
No lips.
You will have no libs and you will like it. All right, well, might as well close this down. npm install. Now, the first one we're going to do is React router DOM, which could be quite a involved process, but we'll look through the docs real quick, also to kind of remind me. What the hell we're doing?
Yeah, but I'm stuck.
I mean,
Toots. Blah 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 blah
they
blah
got,
blah.
they got
blah, blah,
emojis.
blah.
You know, it's a modern company.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. Okay, and so in the past they had this where the old versions of the React Router DOM, you actually just added JSX, but for the new version they want you to use a function. There were, if I remember correctly, some options that if you wanted to send options to your components, it was kind of awkward, especially once they added properties like loader and actions, which means nothing to you guys, so we'll leave it at that. But this is the new V6 way of doing a router, specifically a data API router, which is what most of your routing is going to end up being. But without further ado, let's get her done. So we're going to leave our pages as it is. I don't need the state anymore, but we'll address that as needed. We have some stuff that we did down here. We did it at the function level, which means that every refresh this would get
Did we install React Router yet?
done.
No, that was quick.
That was quick. Only added 106. No, added 3 packages. Okay.
You gotta fund those packages.
Someone's got to do it, right? Got to be the poor developers.
Let Facebook do it.
So
Oh, mine only took 2 seconds.
somebody's special.
Measuring content.
All right. Yeah. So create browser router is what we're going to end up doing. Browser router itself is going to contain a bunch of routes. And so, it's an array, not a object. And that is going to contain, per item in the array, the different routes that we want to put in. And the different routes have different things, but basically the path and the element are the most interesting for us. The path of the first one is probably just going to be the hash, and the element we're going to have is index. And then we have another one where the path is about, and we can include the slash in there just to make sure. And we have a
Okay.
not found. Which, for the most part, I think we can just do the error element on the root. And then so that should take care of this stuff that we did. In terms of the app body itself, we do need to change the thing to have a React route provider. Traditionally, this is done.
Sorry, did you get rid of you got rid of the page state?
Page state? Yeah, not yet, but I will.
Okay.
No, we don't need that anymore. While I'm here, so we just have our different objects, our router. So traditionally, the router provider is done in the main, but I'm going to stick it in the app to try to keep everything in the same place. So it's essentially just a a wrapper.
Route provider.
Yeah, and so, but we have like some stuff here that I kind of want to keep, right? Because this is the thing that encompasses everything, including the nav bar and whatnot. But we'll come back to this one. So, just paste it here for now, comment that out, and then make sure that this thing turns to route provider, or the router is router. Is the router object that I just created above.
It's a lot of routers.
A lot of routers. It's a lot of wouters. Router.
If the name and the attribute or the value are the same, can you get rid of the like router equals?
Otherwise, it'll just be true or false.
You gotta keep it. Damn.
Yeah,
That's
it's
annoying.
not JavaScript.
I'm getting used to spelt, and that's one of the things. It's kind of cool.
Then how do you do true and false? I guess you just set it to true. Things like disabled.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's refresh this, and I got the 404 because of home.
Oh, wow.
But this is home. But we have no nav bar. So we're going to include the nav bar. Now, the nav bar, we can start sticking all this into there, but we've already created this nice little thing. And so let's create something for it. We'll create a component for it. Function, icon function. We'll call this the wrapper. And then put all this stuff in the wrapper. Now, this creates another interesting problem in that we need multiple things, and so far we've only been supplying one thing to the element. There's a couple ways around this. One thing we can do is, since we know that we have, and this is very similar to what we had been doing before, and I'll just do it to one of them for now. This element can be more than one thing. Yeah, I like parentheses around my stuff just in case I want to go multi-line. But this fragment can include the nav bar and the index. And then so we get the nav bar up here. Of course, we don't get the full screen because we have nothing that specifies full screen, but then we can go back and make this a div, and undo all the same, basically the same stuff that we did up there. And make sure that we terminate that div. And then so, screen. Oh, still didn't go. Oh, because it needs to go H full. Because the index has to be in H full. But anyways, so this kind of gives you an idea of, that you can actually stick more elements in here and create stuff. But one kind of convenient thing that the browser or the React Router DOM does is allows you to nest stuff. And so I can create an outer one of slash saying that everything that slash is going to do this. And then the actual element itself is going to be this wrapper. And the wrapper is going to have something called an outlet. And the outlet is essentially, make sure it did suck that in. That's good. We don't need this one anymore. Let's see in a second. If we have children, I believe the children are these as well. These can also have paths, but if there is no path, because this is the path that you want to take, you can say that this is the index, and then the element itself, the index, you can go back to what we had before. And then, don't need that anymore. And then this one also is included in there. Don't need a slash because that's included. And that has an outer element or wrapper. And so we have an outer element that we can specify that has other things underneath it. And so what's in wrapper will be applied to the index and will be applied to the about. And the index and the about gets inserted where the outlet is.
Interesting.
And so we're back to what we had before. Oh, except we have to fix our links up here. From here, we can go up to fixing my links, because no longer are we doing straight up links. Or on clicks, rather, with the state, since we don't have states anymore. Instead, we have another React router DOM thing called link. And we can go to slash for home. And about for about. And essentially it constructs for me intelligently the anchor links. So let's go here, inspect those. You see that essentially it just translates into an anchor link. But the anchor link is still tied back into the framework itself.
Nice. It replaces the
Yeah,
URL.
it does all the URL niceties that I expected.
Without reloading. Looks like the nav bar isn't reloading now. And, yeah.
Right. And it's not reloading. We can go to the console. I guess the console won't really tell us too much. But yeah, going back and forth, there's no reloads.
Nice.
And then if we have some weird page, well, it's spelled weird wrong. We got the 404. The 404 in this case didn't get the wrapper applied because the 404 is not part of it, right? The 404 was included as the error state. Where is it in my router? Was the error state of the slash, and so it wasn't included in part of the wrapper. Arguably, it might work to move the error element down into the index, so if you can't find anything else that matches below it, it'll match the index. Let's see. No.
Hey, we can fix this for you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can probably do it.
Error element. Error element.
No. I think you might be able to provide a default path. Let's see. Default roots. Default path. Is there something called default?
No, that's talking about it.
Router DOM children default. React router DOM 6.
20 only 15 minutes. Not good enough for you?
Yeah, ain't gonna work. Maybe we'll go to first hand first. Optional segments, splats, layout roots, index, children, loader. Okay, we'll go back to Stack Overflow. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they just used,
What is this room? You just put it in there?
yeah,
What's here?
just not found. It actually wants to look for something called weird, so it dropped into here. But within here, it's not finding weird, and I'm not getting this arrow to air out from here. It's kind of odd. I would think that it worked that way. But anyhow, we go back to what we had before, and let me see if I can manually wrap it.
So it feels like an improvement.
Yeah. Still didn't call not found. Oh, what does it say? Just no routes. So it still wants to drop in there even though it shouldn't. Yeah. Drop the wrapper. Let's go to 404. So the outlet's not, it's probably only working because of the children thing. Which means that I could theoretically oh my god, what the what? What are you complaining about? Oh, I'm not even using TypeScript or prop types. Let's see if that gives me anything different. There we go.
Nice.
It's not great though, but it's a workaround.
If you do another slash, will it still work? It's like slash weird.
Yeah.
Nice.
But this kind of behavior you have to do through props children, whereas the automatic behavior with the outlet is basically based upon the children relationship between your structure here and your router.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can rely and use that structure, then you can use the outlet. But if you're going to actually manually do it through JSX, then it's got to be through children, just regular React. Anyway,
Okay.
so
So that's React now?
let's React router down in 15 minutes,
Nice.
which is probably going to be the easier of the two because this is the one I've actually used.
Okay.
Now we're going to go for the Wouter. Wouter.
Imagine it's how British people say water.
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 You got the water. And connect to the water here. 1.5 kilobyte route. Alright. 1.5 kilobytes. That almost makes me want to look at their code.
Nothing else but hooks.
Hooks all the way down. Create context. The base. The location hook. One of these days I'll look through this. Looks like it could be today. But it looks pretty...
It's just like React Router, but without a lot of like extra fluff.
Possibly. Yeah.
That's what I read in the main page, is like their selling point.
Yeah, they're trying to make it as small as possible. 1.5 kilobytes minified is tiny. And so, in terms of what they have, it looks like they just have the bare minimum.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Sometimes that's all you want. Right? Need or want.
Just like Snake in that QR code.
What?
Someone fit the entire game with Snake.
Oh,
with
in the QR code, right.
That's sweet.
Okay. So, let's...
Now they gotta put Doom in there.
Someone made a first-person shooter that was like insanely small.
Someone put Doom into a pregnancy test.
Wow. That's a little cheating. They just used the screen.
Okay,
That's still pretty cool.
let's get this one going.
96K. It's the smallest FPS. Yeah, full 3D first-person shooter.
Colors.
Colors, graphics, guns, everything.
I still miss.
Multiplayer.
Huh.
Ladder.
Yeah, I remember playing Wolfenstein 3D for days.
Yeah. Just have an auction house.
Mailing system.
Yes, right.
Fast travel.
Yeah, has music
Flying
played from a synthesizer.
Mounts.
Right. So, let's start by just installing this thing. Let me make sure that everything, no, everything's going to run. Of course everything runs. With our last 10 minutes left. Ooh, only 2 packages, nice.
Never in no time.
So, altogether, oh, we don't need this one.
You don't need a route provider?
Hmm?
I'm just reading that. Wow.
So for this
Wouter.
one, Wouter, we'll leave that one up.
Nothing except just books.
Let's go to the app GSX. Oh, I'm going to bring back in Tailwind.
Oh yeah.
Check, yeah. So let's npm install on the development side Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and a bunch of other stuff I don't remember now.
More thing. Just use the up arrow until you get to it.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Let's see what's faster.
You passed it.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Auto prefixer.
I think you went too far.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
No. It's
A
not
little
in
far.
there.
A little far.
It's not in there. Forget it. Forget it. It's not in there.
npm install -d tailwind CSS post CSS auto prefixer is what you missed. npm install the tailwind CSS post CSS auto prefixer. Yeah.
I know I'm gonna fat finger something and then download some malware.
You see that exploit for NPM? Was it NPM? It was one of those package managers where if you had an internal package named something, someone made a public version of that. It would use the public version instead of your internal one first, so they could like replace your packages with malware.
Or companies just in the past, I think was it LeftPad or something? Some company bought it and then they added a bunch of tracking to it.
This happens all the time.
Yeah. And then now they're having like asking people to start squatting like mistyped names just so that criminals don't get it.
I remember being impressed how many back in the day with how many O's Google owned. They owned quite a few. I can't remember how many O's. They went out far, like 20 years ago.
Well, when you're a domain registrar, it's pretty much free for you, right?
Oh, they did that back in like a long ago. Before they did that, now they're not domain registers. They sold that part of their business to Squarespace, I think.
Ew. Oh, you're right. I remember seeing an email on that. Though I thought it was maybe
Spam.
No, another domain name provider I use. Maybe it was that one. So Vate, nothing changes. This one, nothing changes. Did we add anything to the others? Tailwind, no, we didn't add anything to that one. But my index.css did change. And so let's take that index.css out. And blast this away. Paste that in instead. Main.js XV left alone. Excuse me. And for this one, we're going to do something here that doesn't use all the React stuff.
They only own 3 O's now. That's disappointing.
Oh, they got rid of the rest?
Yeah, I guess people don't really manually type in urinals anymore. Especially since everyone's using Chrome. It's built in.
Alright, I'm going to bring over my components, since that should be reusable. And I'll need the count. Alright, so all my components are brought over. And now let's see how they want us to create stuff on the Wouter. Does it have a... No, it doesn't have any explanation on pronunciation. Oh well. So, on their very first one, looks like they provide link and route. Oh, that's pretty standard. But they have an actual link inside the link. What? Though, to be fair, the second link doesn't have a href. So maybe they're just using it for the styling. I guess we'll find out. So, route paths. Route path component. And it looks like some of these can even have params in there. But it looks like it's just route path and component. So let's start programming. So in my return, the one thing that I want is, I wonder if I can nest these routes. Yeah. But let's at least get the first one going. So we'll do a fragment. Yeah, why not? Before we do our first route. Oh, that even picked it up. So route path on this one is going to be the slash and the component, right? Yeah. Component is going to be, and that's, it can just provide, looks like I just provided the component instead of the element. That was also one of the reasons why React Rotterdam went to using create, the function create browser, is so that because when you just specify component, you can't specify options in the component or parameters in the component. Right? This is just the name of a class, or in this case, the name of a function. So arguably you can add in like, and what I guess some of the others have done is add in a second parameter, so component can take a function that takes multiple parameters, and then you could pass parameters that way. But to more utilize, JSX, since most of these components are created with JSX. I forgot what I was going on with that one. But anyways, that's why they React Router DOM went with using the create browser router function rather than allowing you to just create it as JSX in the bottom. Anyways, let's keep going. So now we're just going to provide the component name. So this one, route path, this one is home, right? I think it was the home. Is it the home? Is it the about? Is the index? What do we call it? We call it index.
No. It was all over the place.
It's all over the place. All right. So let's see if we actually get that. We need to start this thing. Run. Okay. And so let's start over from. Whoa! Wow! Wow!
Whoa. It broke.
Okay, we're missing something. Missing what? Type specifier. In the water package. Is it not normally included?
Was in the fact that they mentioned. Process yeah, TypeScript support.
But this is not, I'm not
Oh,
running
no.
TypeScript.
Oh,
So why is he complaining about types? I'm not using prop types, I'm not using TypeScript. Google. Googly googly.
Good 25 goal.
No, whatever that means. Wow. Nothing really descriptive.
Did not like your search.
I'm the only one that got this error.
Because everyone.
Yeah.
First time for everything. You maybe search just the path types slash TS 3.9.1. No one ever. And this one has that file, the file you're missing.
Yeah.
Copy it.
Well, I mean, it's in their own package JSON, so it should have, the npm should have picked it up.
Yeah.
Where it broke.
Did you skip a step in the install process?
I don't think there is an install process. I think it's just get in and go. Okay. Okay. My import statement. I never actually looked at the import statement generated. Ah. Wow.
You're the only person to ever get this error.
Wow.
How did that get generated?
When I typed in router down here, it suggested that one.
Pretty bad suggestion.
That was a bad suggestion. Let's
It's
refresh.
because you're not paying for the paid service.
I know, right?
Like GitHub, Robot,
Copilot.
Copilot. I actually really like Copilot. Have you ever used it?
I'm not in love with it yet.
You're not?
I tried it, but I don't know. I like to do things by hand.
I don't know, when I'm like coding, it still feels like a lot of times that I'm doing it by hand because it's just giving me what I was already thinking.
Yeah.
And then I just ignore it when it's not useful.
But I like typing.
All right, so we got our homepage.
It's gonna want to on a nice keyboard. I want to type on it.
Okay. So we got that. If we were to follow kind of what they had on there, we're going to be able to do
A boot.
a boot. And then maybe provide it a nav bar. But the nav bar itself needs to not use link href, I think, is what they're using. But the link themselves needs to be imported. Oh, look at that. Oh, deceptive. What is that down there? I don't know, but I'm not going to use it. I think it's for TypeScript only. Alright, so there's a bunch of links, and it didn't do any of my. Where did it pick up this font? But anyways, it didn't pick up any of my TypeScript. No, it did.
Do you have one? No.
My
That's,
yeah, my tailwind.
that's default.
But for whatever reason, my line items are columned. Is this default?
For those ones, yeah. Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah, this looks like this was added by someone.
Oh.
But anyways, not all of it was added.
Is that from the Wouter?
It's not from here. Is it from? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, from there.
You know what? Just go away. Just be gone. Be gone. But I'm not even importing it, so
Yeah.
where is it getting
Is
it?
it an index HTML?
I don't think so. This doesn't import anything either. Ha! Yeah.
Where's your command from?
Yeah.
Why is it? You just,
Mysteries.
why is it you have 4 errors on here? Is it just unused code?
4 errors.
Not your JSX file.
Oh, yeah.
Just unused, not declared.
So it appears that Tailwind is not working. We did install on this, right? Dev dependencies, Tailwind, post CSS, yeah, auto prefixer.
Did you do that init function? That command?
Yeah. That's what it. That's
Yeah,
how we got
okay,
these.
We gotta add stuff in those.
Gotta add stuff in those. All right, that's.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's why I pasted it from my last one. Look at that.
There you go. The content.
You can actually need to tell it what to pick up. Okay, will it dynamically pick it up? And Server says, yay! Yay!
How's your padding?
So this is Water. The wrapper's not being used yet.
Uh,
It's just navbar and route. So
okay.
about.
Nice.
So then I could potentially put that in the wappy. Then I can get rid of the nav bar. There's no outlets. And I think we'll be back to what we expect. Yay.
Cool. Does Wouter scale just as well as router DOM?
What do you mean by scale?
Well, I see you're doing everything in like one file right now. Like, do they both handle Excel files and all that?
Yeah, I think that's just React. There shouldn't be anything with the routing.
Yeah.
The odd thing is, since this is not scoped to a particular structure, I can conceivably just stick routes anywhere I want.
Sounds weird.
Anyways, let's see what else is.
Whoa.
Got switches, exclusive routing when things you only want one thing. It's kind of, but these kind of were already there, weren't they? I guess if you have more complex URLs, they'll come into play. Only where there's a first matching route. So I would think that these also. Anyway.
I guess they handle like dynamic URLs too for like security and things like that.
Maybe.
Would there be a case where you want two routes to be rendered at the same time?
Yeah. Having multiple routes, I think, would be kind of interesting because then you can have different parts of your page being.
Like a route for different pieces?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't load till you click it. I mean, if you had like a sidebar menu that you wanted to load when they click the button or something, not before.
Like even these two, if I wanted these two to both appear at the same time. Not sure why both of them wouldn't appear.
Oh yeah, there it is. For patterns.
But why would this not get both the index? Because it matches both. I guess if I put a star in here, maybe. Does it?
Let's try.
Does it support wildcards? No.
It just breaks.
Just breaks. Yeah. Just no idea what that is.
If you navigate to /star, does it work?
Is that even valid? Just thinking about it. Oh, look at that.
That's my home route.
So it's not a wild card. It's just
a character.
Part of the name.
Just works.
Yeah.
Security through obscurity.
Best kind. All right. So what is router? What is the router part? Let me go back up here. Hash. Base bed. Custom router is a simple object that holds a routing configurator. You can always obtain this object using the use router hook. List of currently available options. So you can create your own configuration, I guess, with this one. But I took that path. Okay. Getting more complex with different kinds of routing. All right. You can put so the router can have like a base, like slash, and then you can have things in the slash. Okay. How to make a default route? Oh, just one without any path. What? If you want to have access to the match segment of the path. Oh, the match segment, okay. Because then you can say whatever page segment you want. Well, that's interesting. So does that mean, well, let's first create the default path. So apparently I can do a route. Apparently I can't type because the letters go in front of me for whatever reason. But I can specify a component, and this one is the not found component. And then things like stuff should go to the not found component. It doesn't. That's disconcerting. That they don't actually have a component here, they just have a route. Yeah. Let's try this path. No, don't select component. Yeah, whatever. Is there something special about rest star? No, it's param star. Whatever you want to call it. So call it adder.
But not just slash star.
Not just slash star. Oh, there it goes. Slash star. Okay. All right.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I think they also suggest that if you have a base path that you want to use, you can use router and base. Which I'm not sure how useful that's going to be.
Because if your base was elevated.
Yeah, well, if your base was something like, everything is API, and all these routes are for API, and then you don't have to put API.API/ or whatever. Does that mean, however, that I can leave this off? And then what happens with this?
It would be slash star.
Genius.
Even more secure.
Yeah.
Big brain stuff right
Super
here.
security. Let me just see what happens here. Let's start with stuff.
Nice.
Goes to the 404. That's good. About.
Did you fix your links?
About.
Broke it out.
About. So then, what's the point? That if I have to add the slash to the address. Oh, it's not even going to the. What?
That's not what broke it.
Inspect this. slash about.
It automatically adjusted your link up top or something? Because the base is slash.
I think so.
So it's automatically adding a slash to the base of the links.
Maybe.
But the links can be placed in anywhere in any component, so that shouldn't have any really basis on that.
Give it a slash one more time. Let's inspect. See if that double slash. It's gonna only have a single slash now.
I don't know. Because, like I said, it doesn't have anything to do with it.
Remove your slash up top. Right there.
Yeah. But then, what's.
Home is nothing. The absence of anything.
Maybe it's a star.
Oh, now I got two. That's interesting. So it matched both of these, so it's gotten both of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does home work?
4 for home. Because it's not slash home. It's just
It's just
blank.
the absence.
We actually had home. It's home. So this is, we were going back to, we wanted to see whether or not there was a way of getting two things to come through. Well, now we found one with two things to come through. So then maybe this is where the switch comes into play. These would have to be put inside a switch, so that only matches one and exactly one, and not multiple.
How does it decide which one?
First matching,
Just first matching.
the first matching route.
What's it search algorithm?
What are you doing? Are you sorting before you search?
Are you going from the bottom?
All right.
Nice. Nice.
Much more complicated than what we had it before with just 3 routes in the wrapper.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But not
Is
too
it-
bad.
I kind of like it better now.
Not
it,
too
it
bad.
makes sense. Yeah, I'm not confused looking at it.
It seems very easy to read.
I actually think it's a little. The setup seemed more, but it seemed easier to read.
So if I had the base of, let's say, API, that means all the links that were created here
All automatically updated.
get API because the wrapper is inside the router. I'm thinking. So does that mean if the router is not inside the wrapper, let's bring the router out here,
They won't change.
then is it, then are the URLs just going to be without slashes? Yes.
Interesting.
But then if my, let's go back to what we had before. So if this had API in it, because the wrapper, which includes the nav bar, is all inside this router, then are the links then automatically updated?
Would you need another slash?
I don't think so. Oh,
Yeah.
you're right, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's very literal.
It's very. It's good. Literal's good.
Yeah. That's how they kept it spaced out.
What? Did I not save? I saved. I am disappointed.
No,
Oh, there we go. I am not. I am no longer disappointed.
it just didn't really load.
Yeah. So
Does it have some type of auto refresh? I felt like the other one did. The React DOM. I felt like
This-
it would try over and try sometimes.
Yeah, it has a watcher to see if there's any kind of. I think they call it a hot module reload. That's it. Yeah, HMR. So as you update, I don't have to refresh as much, if ever.
Pretty cool.
So that's the amount of typing that we did here,
It's not bad.
Yeah.
and then
Pretty simple.
versus.
I mean, just to get started with something simple, Wouter seems like it'd be really fast.
Yeah,
Like really easy.
versus all
A lot
that
less to
there,
remember too.
along with the
What's its use?
outlet.
Like how many companies use it though?
I
don't
think
know.
it's used for like small projects.
Yeah.
It doesn't have all the features that
That's
like,
what- that's
the
what
kind
I'm
of
worried
niche
about.
like edge case features. It's just the core stuff, like the 80% of the stuff that most people use.
Right.
Like, how would I go back?
Man.
Redirect.
You mean like back button or
Yeah.
does it not work already?
No, I guess you can just use the back button up here. But if you deploy this as a web app or PWA without the nav bar, I would have to include a back button.
Would you? I guess. Oh yeah. So,
I think so, because if you do a PWA, you don't have any of this.
right. That all just
There's
Does the back button on your mouse not work then?
maybe, probably.
Two finger swipes. to the
Probably.
left.
You could probably right click and inspect and do something.
No, you
else.
disable right click.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like all the creating websites, disable copy.
Yeah.
It's okay. I know an extension that can re-enable it.
Oh yeah.
Actually, can you send that to me? It's really frustrating.
Well, we
I had a
He actually made the extension for it.
I had a website the other day that disabled the numpad and only accept numbers from the top row because they specified the keys that were compatible. So if you typed in the wrong phone number, you couldn't even delete the phone number. It was on Seoul National University's website.
Oh yeah, you like government or university website here.
I told my wife that it's probably master students making this website.
PhD students.
It's secure. Just only these keys.
We'll specify all the keys there.
That way we don't have to deal with other characters.
Yeah. So there's your extension.
Did you actually make this?
Yeah.
Sure.
W coding.
Oh. I turn off my computer.
Yeah. I got a whole whopping 17 users. Woo! Double digits, baby.
You need to make it automatically activate. Like if it detects that the website is doing it, it just automatically re-enables it.
It will. It remembers the sites you've been at. There's history. And so it remembers the sites you've been at, and then if you go back to that site, it re-enables it.
Automatically?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it supports wildcards.
And it supports wildcards.
Ooh.
Nice and big and red right here. It says supports wildcards.
But how would it handle my URL of / star?
It's a wildcard.
It's a wildcard. A wildcard includes the star.
To me, it's not a wildcard. It's a location.
Okay.
I do / star / star / star.
That's a great location.
Star. Just keep mixing it. Oh man, I'm ready for chicken.
Yeah.
He's like, I love this.
I'm still trying to figure out how to go back.
I'm just tired of enough.
To manually
Up
clear
since
it?
6 a.m.
Back. No.
Could you? Would you have to use some type of other functionality built into web browsers to?
You can use history. You can use the history stack.
Yeah. It's not the best.
Go back. I'm not sure if that's the correct.
Something about a time machine.
There we go. History back method. History dot back.
Thank you, Mozilla.
Yeah.
Just back.
Yeah. Or history dot go -1. Which is the React router DOM is navigate -1. So.
Fair enough. With +1 into the future.
Yeah.
Time traveling.
So I guess that's how they would do it. Having access to the history stack could be useful. It's one of the things I don't like about the version 6 React Router DOM is that they completely removed direct access to the history stack. And so there's a couple of odd things like detecting what page you're on. There was a couple things where I really had wanted the history back, and I couldn't get it back. And a large part of it, I think, was just detecting. Oh, there's also detecting whether or not you're at the end of the history. So, one of the things applications that we had is that we sent notifications with a link on it. If you click the notification, it'd go to the web page and open the page for you.
Right.
But then on the page itself, there's a back button. There's nothing to go back to because you started out not from a typical session where you logged in and got to this page. You started out from a notification that went directly to this page, and the back button doesn't do anything.
So you prefer the back button to be conditionally viewable? So
Or
if there was nothing to go back to, it would be viewable?
Well, in this particular case, it was for an item description, and the back button on the item description went back to the list of items. And so cognitively, you would think, the back button's going to take me back to the list of items.
Right. Well, I guess you could you write something to have it load the list of items first and then send you to where it needed to go?
You could, but janky.
Yeah.
But you could.
Yeah,
They'll have to see a flash this and then that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I wanted to do was at least detect, is this the first page in the history stack? Because if it's the first page in the history stack, then the back button is not -1, it's go back to the list.
Maybe they don't do that for I guess if it is, you can only see your own history stack, right? You can't see, or could you see any web page that the person has visited?
No, it's just your history stack. But the fact that the new version, the V6, they lock down history, so you don't have access to history from within that framework. You still have the browser history, which is what I think I ended up using.
Interesting.
But you're not. interfacing that directly with theirs. And what they want you to do is they wanted you to go through the framework so that you don't get out of sync, because you can add stuff and manipulate history directly, but then their version of history within the framework goes out of sync with the browser's version of history. And so they don't, to keep you from doing that, they decided, okay, then we're just going to disable access to the history object from within the framework. But then, stuff like this, when I wanted to do something special, I was like, well, after a couple hours looking within the framework, I said, fuck it, go into the browser. Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's some still small kinks that made me kind of wish I maybe didn't use React Router DOM in some projects, but for the most part, I mean, it's the go-to, so
Right.
you use it when you can. A lot of people have complained about version 6, and they've gone back to version 5 and given up some of the benefits of version 6, like the router, which you can recreate with suspense now, with React suspense. So,
Interesting.
but anyway,
That was fun.
that's it.
It was really interesting. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah,
Thank you.
hope you guys learned something.
I did.
Yeah. If I'm using a small project, I'll check out Wouter.
I've actually never
Router.
used the router, so.
No.
Yeah.
Now you know. And now let's go get some chicken. Thanks for joining. For those of you online,
I think there's a few, right?
probably 0. But
No.
in the future, maybe there will be.
Someone followed the link.